Welcome back, guys, to another video of Fate Does, where we talk about my experience as a 20-year-old going through not the rat race necessarily, but finding a way to get out of it. And right now we are simply in a spot where it's kind of nice, kind of not nice. Hold up, let me just make sure we got that. Oh, that is good. Yep, that is good right there. Okay, hello, hi. It's been about 4 days since we posted our last video, and I did say I was going to try to post one every day, but honestly, that's just... It's kind of hard in the sense where content always just, does not strike me. But at the same time, I do figure I need a rest sometimes, or I need to give the content creation a rest, just because sometimes I get burnt out. And I did learn this through one of my famous YouTubers in hindsight. Let me just fix that. That should be better. I'm telling you, I know one of my viewers doesn't necessarily care about the angle quality, but yeah, I'm hyper fixated on it, and don't mind me actually fixing this here and there. I just want to make sure the video looks good in itself, so that way once I post it, it's top quality. Well, not necessarily top quality, but you get the point. Either way, I did talk about how this video is mainly me ranting or trying to give some advice, and to some of you, thankfully, it's actually been helping you guys a bit. Or not helping, or in the sense where you mentally feel rejuvenated, but I've been reading some of your guys' comments for the tryhards out there, and I mean, some of you at least seem to be happy that I made that video. And I mean, I almost got 300 views. I was really happy about that, and who knows, perhaps I may keep actually getting views. But there was this one person that actually did feel better about me making the video. Well, after I made the video, I made them feel better, and I was really happy about that, just because that's what this channel is for, to actually have that feeling of someone to talk to, or at least feel as if they're there in front of you. And I'm saying that just because I always wish I had that type of YouTube experience with people. I mean, mainly it's just me always just watching their video gameplays, or hearing what they have to say, but it never feels really direct. It never feels personal, and that's what me as a little Scorpio, that's what I like doing. So to those of you that are watching and going through life just like how I am, and where perhaps you may not have a consistent job, or you wish you could be earning a lot of money to the point where you could retire your parents and then also retire yourself and not really have to work while having at least some type of stable income, trust me, you're not the only one. I'm hoping by actually doing YouTube videos and reaching 100 videos or 1,000 videos, I can achieve that. And mind you, we're still on that grind to make 100 videos, but easier said than done. I'm not even halfway there yet, but I did figure, just post when I can. It's better than me sitting at home playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Mind you, I already beat it. I already did all 152 shrines. I already did all the Sage Wills, and I already beat Ganon, and around 400, 500 Kakarot seeds. So yeah, I know there's a lot to do to the game, but I figured it's better than it's just idly sitting by at home. And I do currently have a job. It's not ideally what I wanted to be paying me, but again, more than the minimum average or minimum wage. But I have applied to a couple jobs, thankfully, and tomorrow I'm going to be giving a couple calls to see what's going up. But it's mainly, the feeling of not consistently having that wealth, or, not that stability as to where, if I want to go do this, or if I want to go buy this, or treat this person out, then, you have that liberty. And back then I used to, once I had, about 20 grand saved. And a lot of you have noticed or know this already, but when I had that money, it was just more of me mentally letting myself take a break and see what I could do. I feel as if that opportunity could have been better used, but I live and I learn. I'm trying not to regret the fact that I could have started a business or started drop shipping or done this $1 million idea, but it is what it is. I didn't know any better. The simple fact that I even managed to raise up to $17,000, I was like, what the hell? So I was happy about that. And I'm always talking about money, yes, but it's because a one of my not favorite YouTubers, and I'm not gonna say this person's name just because I'm good, like, oh, you're associated to this person, but you know, I've recently learned that money does not make a person's life better. It simply amplifies who they are, but it does not change anything. And what I mean to say by that is, you know, whatever characteristics you have as a person right now, and if you were to have $1 million, those personality traits would perhaps be amplified. So if you're a dick, you're going to be 10 times more a dick. If you're a really nice person, perhaps you might be a really more nice person. You know, I know that sounded weird, but I have noticed that. And when I got my 7 or 20,000, you know, my laziness increased. Me wanting liberty increased. You know, I was doing a lot of things that I never was able to do as a adolescent. And now that I'm at this age, I'm like realizing, you know, there's a world out there beyond me, and I need to make it out some way. You know, I need to make a lot of money, retire as soon as I can, retire my parents as soon as I can, and just live. So that way, in case that death that I so desire ever comes, I'll live a life that I could say I'm proud of. And I know a lot of you were like, oh my gosh, you're suicidal. I mean, like, you know, I went through a phase of it. And I think a lot of us people actually go through a phase of it, of like, where, why the hell am I here, or why should I continue living? I mean, a lot of people go through it, surprisingly. But to me, it's like I take death in the sense where, you know, that's just the finish line. You know, that's where you truly get to see, it's like, what have I done with my life? Was it good or was it bad? And I look forward to it a lot because, you know, that's how I determine the value of myself as a man. You know, how much have I suffered, how much have I contributed, how much respect do I have amongst my loved ones and even friends. And I always make that my determining factor, and you know, it makes me get my shit together sometimes. You know, I mean, working at this job is already a brief reminder of the fact that I just can't stay complacent in this society that I'm in. And mind you, like, perhaps this is like, I don't know what generation I'm in. I'm 2002, but you know, you guys figure that out. But a lot of us young people are in the mindset as to where, you know, we want freedom, we want to do whatever we want, and we're not going to be constrained by, you know, societal expectations. But here we are, literally ruining ourselves sometimes because we don't want to put the work in, we don't want to put that effort in. And you know, I look at the people from, you know, the 90s, the 80s, and I'm like, shit, you know, I don't know how the hell they were mentally strong enough to keep a 9-to-5 consistently. I mean, perhaps times were better back then. I don't know. I mean, inflation wasn't as bad, but there was also just a bunch of other societal problems back then in the 80s and the 90s. But even then, it's just like every generation has its problems. I feel as if the generation that I'm going through right now has a problem of, hey, we don't want to do shit. We want to try to, like, at least find our way to work as least as possible, but also get a fuck ton of money. And a lot of people are doing that. I mean, oh gosh, I don't want to mention this person's name, but I mean, a lot of you might actually know what I'm talking about if you are followers of them. But let's just put person, you know, I'm just gonna say their names. Fuck it. Adin Ross. I've been looking at his videos, and Andrew Tate's, and oh shit, I'm about to get a lot of fucking hate. But mind you, I'm not like really advocates for neither of these people, but I was watching at least Andrew Tate's return to actually trying to mentor Adin Ross, and to me it was like really pathetic to see how Adin Ross, a 22-year-old who has made his fame just off Twitch streaming or whatever, and he, you know, mentorally, I guess, he put himself so dependent upon Andrew Tate to the point where, like, oh, he blamed, you know, his own downfall because of Andrew Tate going to jail and whatnot. I'm like, you know what, Andrew Tate did some shit. I don't know what he did exactly, and I don't even want to speak much upon it just because I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to get involved into that. But the only reason why I'm even speaking about this is because I saw a live stream of Adin Ross, and just seeing him, you know, act as if he doesn't care, why he doesn't know why he is the way he is, or why he has all those followers. And I'm like, you know, I would love to have all those followers he has and actually try to inspire those guys to do something, or at least figure themselves out more emotionally. And you know, I see Adin Ross and he questions his viewers. I was like, why the hell are you guys here? I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Like, don't invalidate your followers for following you, for seeing you. And like, yeah, that just sucks ass. And, you know, you could see the disappointment in Andrew Tate by him just walking off at the end of the stream. And it really was just pathetic to see Adin Ross just like sit back, you know, smack his lips and then wonder, why are you guys here? I'm like, damn, dude. You have a silver, perhaps a gold plaque, and you're over here just aimlessly going through life like a piece of shit. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's just, you know, I see all the things that Andrew Tate has to say about Adin Ross, about like him going on to liquid heroin and like ruining his life instead of going to the gym. And mind you, I don't like going to the gym, but like Adin Ross has nothing else better to do. You know, he simply just goes on live streams, talks to people, and that's it. I'm like, essentially that's what I want to do, but I'm not gonna go out there and talk like, you know, just random ass shit about other people. Like, I'm gonna try to figure out like why people are the way they are. What could I do to actually like become like them or gain a certain aspect like them and then make it my own? Like, that's essentially what I want to do. And I know I have been saying like I'm gonna bring people on to the podcast to actually, you know, talk to them, see what's up. Granted, nobody can actually last more than 5 to 10 minutes of just wanting to talk to me unless you're just a genuine empath. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to just find people like that. That being said, though, I mean, I've been okay just making these videos all by myself because, you know, it's my own journal, and I do think I should just start writing more on my journal, like with a piece of paper. But in the meantime, this is honestly going to be sufficient enough. I mean, thankfully, I have been getting views on all my videos, even if it's just 3 to 10. I'm happy about that. And the fact that I just keep posting consistently, I am all the more happy about that too. The last video I made, I think it was called Bussin'. I don't know why I called it that, but oh god, no, that one was so weird. I mean, I didn't feel too comfortable making it, and mind you, like right now I'm in a place where I've actually never made a video, but I have made a video like somewhere over there, somewhere over here, but I've been struggling with actually making videos. But going back to the point, you know, me going out of the rat race is going to come through here, and I'll keep making videos until I'm 30, and perhaps I'll gain more wisdom, and you guys will see my journey as I blossom into a more successful YouTuber, just like Adin Ross, or, you know, other people that are actually more influential than Adin Ross. And it sucks, like even this guy's I forgot what Adin Ross is, but like many people don't want to even associate with him just because he's a brand. He's bad for brands, I know that. And, you know, I'm not going to necessarily advocate for Andrew Tate either, but, you know, as a 40-year-old man, well, he's basically 40, trying to lecture a kid to do, a kid my age, mind you, I'm 20 and he's 22. I do admire the fact that he's trying to at least mentor this kid to get out of, you know, doing stupid shit that people at my age would do, which is drinking drugs and then, mind you, fucking a bunch of women. And I have noticed, like, I was looking at the analytics of my YouTube channel, and most of you people are guys. I think I have a very small percentage of women that are actually watching my videos, but that being said, if I'm garnering a large amount of male audience, then I'm happy about that because, you know, as a male, I want to give my own touch on what guys my age have to go through and what they could do instead of, you know, being a basic ass motherfucker just aimlessly going through life. You know, I myself don't have enough credentials to actually be like, oh hey, look, I'm doing successful in life, but I'm at least getting off my own ass and making these videos and trying to make myself proud of myself, because that's very hard. You know, there's times where if I don't do anything throughout the whole day, I feel like shit and I genuinely despise myself. So me making these videos again, guys, it's just so that I can validate that, you know, there's a reason why I'm living. And if you guys are having trouble with like living on your own too, or like why the hell are you even alone, then, you know, get up and do something. Whatever you like doing, music producing, drawing, singing, or anything else. Like, I've seen a lot of people with these talents already, and it's quite common, and people are actually just genuinely good at it. I'm honestly not good at anything except just talking my ass off, but there's people out there that actually have genuine talents, and the fact that they don't use it to produce much of their lives, it's like, it sucks. You know, God, I don't want to really sound like Andrew Tate, but like the one thing that does resonate with the the couple of things that do resonate with me that he says is the fact that, you just got to get up and do something. And again, like, my main audience are males. So for those of you that are males, yeah, stop jerking off to porn. Granted, as a guy, easier said than done, but I've stopped jerking off a long time ago. And yeah, granted, I have a girlfriend, but I don't have sex with her every day. But even then, it's like, there's times where I'm like, horny and she's not, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna masturbate. I'm just gonna actually just stay celibate for 1 or 2 days or 3 days, even sometimes. And mind you, to have sex every day, there's with an actual partner, that's only like a 12% statistic, mind you. Off what? Don't fucking ask me. No, I have no credibility, guys. I'm sorry, but for a male and a female to have sex every day, that's very fucking rare. And I've been blessed enough to actually have that. But there's some weeks where I actually don't even have sex for like a day or two, and I'm like, already, damn, I want to fuck. But for those of you that are struggling with at least yanking yourselves off, then my advice, just keep thinking at the end of when you bust that nut, is it really worth it? And this could apply to you females too, because you may be into lesbian porn or just straight porn, and yeah, sometimes that nut is not really worth it unless you're making eye contact with someone, or or having it known that that person is special to you. You get that aftercare. And I mainly learned that aftercare term through BDSM. I haven't necessarily performed it myself, but I have read it through Sunstone. I'm actually going to leave a link and a hashtag to Sunstone because I love it. That being said, I'm sorry, I don't know. I personally wish I could be doing better every day in my life, and I feel like I don't do better if I'm not making a video, or if I'm not applying to a better job, or if I'm not making at least some money. I just feel useless, and I feel as if a bunch of us should feel like that, just to at least push us to do something with our lives. For those YouTubers that are already popular, and that are actually influential and that have good hearts, they deserve to retire. For those influencers that actually don't have shit to their credibilities, if you take away the YouTube, if you take away the money, like, what are you? And my biggest proof to this is that, this is me. Like, I like talking. Even if I didn't have this, podcast, I'd be talking to a random stranger, perhaps, just trying to at least make myself validated for a living, or trying to share my opinion so that way I can feel as if I'm not crazy for only saying it in my mind. So this even goes out to some influencers that are just making content for the fuck of it and not really giving any life lesson to people. It's like, stop. If you have a large, massive audience watching your videos just for gossip, drama, or who's gonna date who, or who has a big dick and whatnot, like, stop. Our society already has enough of that on the black market, or just in general with other influencers that are not even advocates for genuine, like, human growth. I personally am telling both influencers and people that are just normal like me, do something with your lives that at least makes you feel proud of the fact that you even somehow made it as a little sperm into that little egg of your mom's. Just make use of it. I sure as hell am by making this video. And I know perhaps this video might not be a success like my other videos, but so be it. So be it, because at this point in my life, I'm just always thinking, really, if I haven't killed myself just yet, then it's for the simple fact that perhaps I do hold a purpose to do something for myself or for people. And for those of you that are men, actually, let me put this a bit higher. There you go. For those of you that are men, I feel as if our own purpose is to actually provide for not just women, but for other people as well. I found myself as a people pleaser to just serve even other males while, they don't serve me back. And, it's only just the most broken of people that make the greatest leaders. So yeah, keep at it. Even though you don't know what the fuck you're doing, I'm in that same boat. Just keep going. Because eventually, with all these solar flares hitting our Earth, we're probably going to die soon anyways. It really doesn't matter. So if that's the case, make something of your life. The apocalypse is already perhaps occurring with all those crickets in Florida or Arizona, New York, you know, burning in ashes, all these wildfires. And again, those solar flares are just fucking scary. I mean, I was at a psychic guy shop and this guy just says like, oh yeah, eventually there might be this big ass solar flare that just hits the earth and resets us back to the Stone Age or the Ice Age. I'm not sure, but at this point I just want to live as if every day is the last day. I mean, if this were, I'd be happy, just because, I mean, this is something that I genuinely like doing, and if I were to become successful 10, 20 years from now off making videos, I mean, at least I could look back and be like, hey, as a 20-year-old, I was making videos and doing something I like. Alright then, guys, I don't want to make this video too long because I know I actually get less views on that. I mean, if you haven't watched Human Cattle on one of my 47 videos, go ahead and watch that. It goes about how I despise the government, how it's trapped us to living like pig stock, and how a bunch of other shows, you know, are already trying to decipher this to the mass society to see if, are we really paying attention and can we actually do something before it's too late? So go ahead and give it a watch. This is Faithez, and I'll see you on the next time.